Anybody who works on old equipment, I'm feeling you, and yeah, you know what I'm saying. This job here I've been dreading to do, but I just bit the bullet today because it's nice and cool. It's only about 95 with good high humidity. This water pump, I don't know if you, it's hard to do any of this justice. Well, the way on all this industrial equipment, the pump runs off, the main hydraulics runs off of the crank down here, harmonic balancer, whatever you want to call it. That's supposed to slide on that spline shaft to separate and put a belt on there. Well, that don't never work, especially on something that's probably, this thing's over 50 years old or close. Yeah, well, I know it is. But anyway, you about got to gut this thing like a fish just to put a belt on it. And I got the water pump on okay, then I put the fan on, then I realized, oh snap, I didn't put the belt. Getting the belt on is a problem. So removal of the radiator, which was a huge epic pain. Then I love case equipment, but I don't know if you can see this, but why in the hell did they put that piece of sheet metal on the bottom of that? That's welded and you can't get that off. I thought about taking the whole pump out. You can't get the pump out unless you remove that front piece of it's a bumper piece. It's just a piece of channel, but it protects the pump. It's a very well made machine, but woof. Anybody who's getting a bill for repairs, when the mechanic tells you your price, your bill, don't complain. Just pay the man. I ain't gonna say I'm a novice, but I'm not a professional, nor do I want to be working on this stuff. The limited room is an understatement, and this is an old piece of equipment where they actually gave you some room and it ain't loaded with stupid electronics. So, I can only imagine working on something newer. I'd probably be searching different employment. But anyway, I got a lot of work to do. Daggone bees. That's the problem. Well, I love Virginia. I love the South. But dang, during the summer, you got daggone bees, you got snakes, you got gnats and mosquitoes, and yeah, I'm whining. I'm complaining. But they don't do their job well enough. They don't keep out the undesirables. But it is what it is. I'm used to it. And bugs love me. I guess because I'm so sweet. Anyway, I ain't never been snake bit. I have seen plenty. I try to get rid of them as quick as I can. But anyway, the old, the garden, we've been getting some rain. Yes, I do need to mow. And the daggum deer have tore my fence down. And they're eating everything out of my garden quicker than you can imagine. My butternut squash is doing good right there. There's a little one right there. Or acorn, whatever you want to call it. I think that's butternut. But yeah, it's doing pretty good. Got some jalapenos down there I need to pick. But anyway, everything's coming along okay with this case. I hope to at least get this water pump business pumps on, but because this is another thing you run into. I know it sounds like complaining, and I guess it is. But these old tractors and old equipment, a lot of people just go to these Delcos, which is fine. That's what I'd do. It's what I'm gonna put back on if this ever goes out. But the problem you run into is right here. It was designed to run with probably the small generator or smaller Lucas or whatever alternator went in here, and it fit under the intake right here. This one collapsed, at its slackest point, which you can see still got a lot of room to go there, but you ain't got much room to tighten here. My point about this is the belt. The whole reason I'm doing this program I'm doing right now, putting this new belt on, is the old belt was so tight we couldn't barely get it off. I said, well, it was old and it was in bad shape, so I said, let's just cut it and get it off there. Well, not knowing about all the business I'd get into, should have thought, still it needed to be replaced. So it changes your belt size because of the way this was. Now your factory belt ain't your factory belt. You got to go guess and get something halfway right. And that's where I'm at right now. Dad went back across the road. He's looking for a belt that will fit maybe a little better. I told him to give me one a little longer at the auto parts store, and they did, but it's still going to be banjo tight, and I don't want that. That probably didn't help with the water pump, having the belt running super tight. So that's all this turns is the water pump and the alternator, and it ain't got to be that tight. It needs to be tight, don't get me wrong, but it ain't got to be so tight it's putting undue strain on the bearing and all that on all this stuff up here. So, once again, anybody who works on stuff like this, I would say poor, but I'm not poor because I got a lot of stuff, and I ain't poor. But if I was rich, I'd have a brand new backhoe. Anyway, just things to think about when you're working on something. But like and subscribe. Old Kate, hey, John Deere only wished they could make something this nice. And this thing's antique, and I'd still rather have it. Like and subscribe.